With NBA All-Star Weekend rapidly approaching, I'm going to give you the 4 biggest things to take away from the first half of this NBA season. Number 1. After a shaky start to the beginning of the season and then making some moves to bolster their lineup, the Cleveland Cavaliers, well, they look like champions. They recently came off of a 12-game winning streak and have won 14 of their last 15 games. And LeBron's showing everyone why he's still the best player on the planet. Since the game he came back against the Phoenix Suns, he's averaged 27 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. That ain't too bad. And the effect seems contagious because all the other players on the Cavs have stepped up their game big time. Number 2. The Western Conference is a juggernaut. All of the teams who are in contention to make the playoffs have a record of over 500, and there are some good teams who are excluded from that 1 through 8 list. And the beautiful thing is, the teams in the Western Conference have their own unique way of winning. Just to name a few, Golden State has their 3-ball, the Memphis Grizzlies have the Twin Towers, the Spurs have team basketball. I mean, you could go through every single team in the Western Conference. That's how good they are. It's going to be fun coming down the stretch to see these teams fight for the last playoff spots. The Thunder are starting to play well, the Pelicans are playing great, and teams like the Phoenix Suns and the Clippers, they're starting to fade and not play good basketball. So it's going to be great to see who's going to take those last couple spots in the Western Conference. Number 3. The Golden State Warriors and the Atlanta Hawks being the top teams in their respective conferences. Steve Kerr looks like a genius passing up the Knicks job and really getting the best out of his players on his team. Steph Curry's having an MVP-like season. Klay Thompson just came off of having a 37-point quarter. Draymond Green and Harrison Barnes have both been unbelievable in the starting lineup. David Lee's playing okay coming off the bench. Bogut's playing well. Everything's clicking for Golden State. And the Hawks are playing great team basketball. It's not exactly a bad thing being called the San Antonio Spurs of the Eastern Conference. It shows they're playing great team basketball because 4 of the 5 players on the starting lineup made the All-Star team for this All-Star game, and that's great for the organization. Number 4. How bad the New York Knicks have been this season. Where do I begin with this team? First thing is they had players who didn't want to execute the triangle, and right now they have players who simply can't execute the triangle. Very evident that guys like J.R. Smith and Iman Shumpert wanted no part of the triangle offense, and it's evident now that guys like Tim Hardaway Jr. and Shane Larkin don't have the intelligence or the skill to play in the triangle. The second thing is coaching. Derek Fisher's made some questionable decisions and very stupid remarks after games, and you're sitting there saying to yourself, are you kidding me? And finally, James Dolan is still the owner of this team. Enough said. And those are the 4 things that I'm taking away from the first half of this NBA season, and hopefully we see some more good basketball in the second half.